Good morning, my friends, my neighbors, my siblings in DNA. I welcome you this morning, and I thank God that you're all here to hear one truth or the other from the stable of Yoruba Global 1000 Incorporated. I am Dr. Wunmi Lawal. I am the Vice President and the co-convener of Yoruba Global 1000. Today I'm here to make statements, a global statement of condemnation on the unjust sentencing of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu and the collapse of rule of law in Nigeria. This is coming from our stable. And what we need to say, I want everybody to transfer, share, so that the world will hear exactly what we stand for. The world must not look away. The Yoruba Global 1000 expresses deep outrage at the recent judgment delivered by Judge Omotosho against Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, and a globally recognized self-determination advocate. This ruling is not merely a legal misstep, but it is a monumental miscarriage of justice. It is a direct assault on human dignity, and yet another confirmation that Nigeria's judiciary has collapsed under executive manipulation. My brethren, there is a pattern of brutality disguised as a justice. For decades, the Nigerian state has repeatedly weaponized the judiciary to bury the voices of indigenous peoples and democratic advocates. The judicial imprisonment of late Obafemi Awolowo of the UPM party, the Prime Minister of Western Region, was through this miscarriage of justice in Nigeria over decades of years ago. The judicial killing of Ken Saro-Wiwa and Ogonina was also by this shameless judiciary. The political suffocation and death of Chief M.K. Abiola, the rightful winner of a presidential election of 1993, was by this irresponsible judiciary. The repeated violations of court orders concerning Nnamdi Kanu, including his kidnapping, extraordinary rendition, and solitary confinement. The ongoing persecution of Yoruba nation, Biafra, Niger Delta, Middle Belt advocates. Nigeria has refused the art of using the courtroom. They have refined the art of using the courtroom as a slaughter house for truth, dissent, and freedom. The sentence is an attack on all indigenous people, not just Biafran people, and not just on Nnamdi Kanu. The life imprisonment ruling against Mr. Kanu is an attack not only on the Igbo nation or the IPOB, but on every indigenous group fighting against state-sponsored oppression, against ethnic cleansing, against political persecution. It is against economic exploitation and systemic marginalization. When the indigenous nation is silenced, all indigenous nations are endangered. The rule of law in Nigeria has collapsed. Whether you and I see it that way or not, the rule of law is non-existent in Nigeria of today. A judiciary that rubber stamps the desires of political power is not a judiciary. It is an extension of tyranny. That's what we have in Nigeria right now. Tyranny. Judge Omotosho ruling. It ignores international law. It contradicts previous Nigerian court ruling. It violates Mr. Kanu's rights as a British citizen because he has dual citizen. He's also a British citizen. And Omotosho ruling violated that fact. It legitimizes extraordinary rendition. It endangers the lives of millions of us seeking peaceful self-determination. This decision confirms what global observers already know, that Nigeria is no longer operating as a democratic state governed by law, but as a political contraption maintained by coercion and fear. Our collective call is now to the international community. The Yoruba Global 1000 urgently calls upon the United Nations Human Rights Council. We are calling on the United Kingdom government, because that's Nnamdi Kanu's citizenship is. We are calling the European Union External Action Service. We are calling on the African Union Commission. We are calling on the United States Department of State. We are calling on the Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch. We are calling on the International Criminal Court to immediately condemn this judicial abuse, to demand the reversal of the unlawful sentence of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. We are asking for the initiation of independent international investigation into the extraordinary rendition of Mr. Kanu. We are asking the international community to hold Nigerian officials accountable for breaches of international human rights law. We are asking to protect the rights of all indigenous peoples in Nigeria seeking peaceful self-determination. And we are asking and saying that silence is complicity. When people are silenced against oppression, it is complicity. Inaction of the stakeholders is participation. And justice delayed is justice denied. Our position as Yoruba people, as descendants of Oduduwa, we declare unequivocally, we stand against injustice anywhere within Nigeria. We oppose the weaponization of state institutions. And we reject the criminalization of self-determination. Self-determination is a right. It's not even a privilege. It's an inalienable right of a people. And we say that we will not remain silent while tyranny grows unchecked, unabated. We stand in solidarity with all persecuted indigenous nations, including the Igbos, brothers and sisters. Because self-determination, I repeat, is not a crime. Freedom is not treason. And dissent is not terrorism. And we want to sound a warning to the Nigerian government. A nation that crushes justice sees its own disintegration. It's going to become possible for that country to be disseminated, to be divided, with all the human contraption that is going on in that land. A government that manufactures enemies will eventually face the revolt of the truth. A judiciary that betrays conscience loses moral authority forever. Nigerians must understand this. No prison is strong enough, no judgment severe enough to extinguish a people's quest for dignity, identity, and freedom. History has proven this over and over again. And this is my message to Nnamdi Kanu and all oppressed peoples. Your voice cannot be buried. Your resolve cannot be changed. Your struggle is legitimate. And your freedom is inevitable. You are going to come out of this. The light of truth always outlives the darkness of oppression. And once again, we are calling on the international community to rise up as baton of justice. This must not be seen in a civilized society. This is an oppression and betrayal of justice in all its forms. This is my message to the international community today. Help me share it, my people, and let the world know what is going on in the contraption we call Nigeria. Thank you. Once again, this is Dr. Wunmi Lawal, the Vice President and the co-convener of the Yoruba Global 1000 Incorporated. Thank you, everyone. Stay blessed. See you again. Bye-bye.